In 1961, humanity finally slipped its earthly shackles. By 2077, commercialized space exploration was finally a reality. It is now the year 2106. The golden age of space exploration has begun. There is now a planetary rush happening in space, and you have been hired to be at the forefront of it by a large parent corporation with a few systems in mind. However, it seems other corporations are always finding these systems just as you do. To ensure dominance in the system, you need to make sure you win most of the skirmishes in space. Using space-age tactics, you must outwit your opponent using only a few types of mercenary ships in that system to destroy your opponent. Good luck, and good flying. And now, we present to you the gamma play of Megaminer 9, Space. Space, unlike all previous Megaminer AI games, is not tile-based. Instead, everything is represented using circles. Each team starts with a ship, called the warp ship. The warp ship is incredibly important, because the winner is the team who destroys the enemy's warp ship, or damages the enemy warp ship the most after a set number of turns. The warp ships are also important, because their locations are where players can warp in new types of ships to play the game with. All ships have three basic functions. The first is move. Ships can move anywhere within their movement radius. Any ship can move as many times as they want in a turn as long as they have some movement left. Notice, the ship can move over other ships, and it can even end its turn on top of other ships. Moving in space is very simple, as long as the ship stays within the map and the move is valid. Ships can even move over enemy ships, so long as they stay in the map. The next thing ships can do is attack. Attacking is very simple as well. Every ship has a range. So long as an enemy ship is within the attacker's range, they can attack that ship. Every ship has a set damage they do to the opponent's health, and a number of unique enemies they can attack per turn. Now notice, the red ship is being ganged up on, and will not survive another turn. Now he can use his last function, self-destruct. Self-destruct deals splash damage. All enemy ships within the detonating ship's radius are dealt heavy damage. Maybe Blue should not have kept their ships so close to each other to minimize splash damage. So now that you know the basic gameplay mechanics, how about you learn the different ship types? Remember this ship, the warp ship. Its purpose is to survive, and warp in other ships, to defeat the enemy warp ship. It is the largest ship with the most health in space, but it is also very slow. The warp ship cannot attack any ship, nor can it be purchased. This is the bomber. It is one of space's most basic units. The bomber is a low-cost unit that has average health and speed, and can attack one target per turn for decent damage. The battleship is space's largest purchasable unit, and also the most deadly. It kills most ships in one hit, and puts a serious dent into any warp ship. Because of its massive firepower, it is very expensive, and extremely slow. Its defenses are nothing to be overlooked either. This is the interceptor. It is very similar to the bomber, except it can attack multiple targets each turn for less damage per target. This is the juggernaut. The juggernaut can be thought of as the interceptor's bigger, badder brother. It can attack even more targets per turn than the interceptor for more damage. It can attack the most units per turn in space. Because of this, the juggernaut is a more expensive unit than the This is the cruiser. The cruiser is a nastier bomber. It hits a single target harder than a bomber, and can move much further. It is actually the fastest unit in space, but it costs much more than a bomber because of this. This is the weapons platform, the first of space's more specialized ships. This is the sniper of space. Its range is so large it can attack anything on the map. It does a good amount of damage too. These weapon platforms are very slow and costly. This is the stealth ship. The stealth ship is similar to a bomber, except if it doesn't attack during a turn it will cloak itself for the following turn. Cloaked stealth ships are not sent to enemy areas, making the stealth ship an interesting ship. Stealth ships remain cloaked until they attack, then they are vulnerable. The price for this stealth deck is not cheap, although similar to a bomber in base stats, they cost much more. This is the EMP ship, a very specialized ship. The EMP, as you might expect, is intended to EMP enemy units. It acts like a normal ship, except it attacks. When the EMP attacks, every ship in the EMP ship's range becomes disabled the following turn. The EMP attack is a splash attack. It does no damage, but can hit every single enemy unit in its range, making it great for disabling AIs that stack their ships. The EMP cannot attack forever, unlike other ships who get new attacks each turn. The EMP starts with a number of charges, and cannot recover them. After it's out of attacks it can't do anything but move around and self-destruct. This is the mine layer. The mine layer is similar to the EMP, but instead of attacking with an EMP discharge, the mine layer lays a mine at its center when it attacks. It can only lay a few mines per round, just as the EMP has charges. Mines spawned are owned by the player laying them. They cannot move and cannot attack, but they can self-destruct and do a huge amount of damage. Mines can be used to deny the enemy places to move. This is our last ship, the support. The support ship cannot attack anything, but its range is still important. Instead, at the end of every turn any friendly ships in the support's range will be healed. Additionally, the support ship can be used offensively. The support also has scanner technology to help attack enemies. If an enemy is in the support's range, and that enemy ship is attacked, there will be bonus damage dealt to that enemy ship. So, that is space. And remember, no one can hear you secfault in space.